Good evening, William Mann here. Glad you could drop by. Weapons of war. Yeah, we're going to go through that. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up on it. Share it. First Amendment, please leave a comment if you like. And let's kind of crawl through this a little bit. Weapons of war. The assault weapon. The magazine. The AR15. Do not belong in the hands of civilians. We have military people say this. We have politicians say this. We have anti-gunners say this. Everybody says these weapons are the weapons of war. They're only here to do one thing: mass carnage, mass murder, the whole 9 yards. Okay. Now, I have my arguments. If the AR-15 is a weapon of war, okay. Now here's the point that I'm trying to figure out. It's a weapon of war. It's an assault weapon. Not a fully automatic weapon, but it's an assault weapon. It's a weapon of war, belongs on the battlefield. So if this weapon belongs on the battlefield, my major thing to this is, if we were invaded, would we not be able to hold that firearm? But then you anti-gun people out there laugh at us because, oh, you're going to need more than that. Biden says you want to take on an army, you better need more than that. You need F-18s and some cruise missiles. Anti-gunners say you're going to need real military weapons to take on a real army. Okay. Then I guess the AR-15 is not a military weapon, is it? I guess the AR-15, the AK47, is not a fully military style weapon. So we debunk that thing. We throw it right out the door. My M14 is more a military weapon. That's an SA device, by the way. Everything is steel on mine. No aluminum. All steel parts. Mine's mine's military style firearm. But it's a semi-automatic weapon, and it is under the subject of being banned. Interesting, isn't it? Throughout our history, we always had these military firearms because, well, they helped us defend ourselves. But the anti-gunners say you don't need to defend yourself. We'll never be invaded. We have an army. We have this. We have that. Yeah, here's my argument with that. You got half your navy over there across the ocean right now. Half your military is also in Europe right now, plus other places around the world. We've heard these politicians say that our munitions is extremely low. Fuel supplies are extremely low. Your reserves are very low. Yeah, but we don't need a weapon to defend ourselves. So I guess you people got some crystal ball, or you think the military can snap as soon as we're invaded? Really? Suppose they don't want to use conventional weapons, which they don't, because they don't want to destroy the treasures of war. The land, water, the oil, natural resources, energy. They don't want to destroy all that. They want to keep that, including your farmlands. So where does it all come down to? We are a militia. I know people say, oh, no, we're not. Oh, yes, we are. Read the Constitution. Read the Second Amendment. Understand what's in it. Better yet, go look at Federalist Papers. You see why, when they put the Bill of Rights together, why they were so imminent to put the Second Amendment in it. They fought a war. Luckily, it wasn't there, because in the War of 1812, we were stuck with this mess. And do not forget, we had other wars too. We had a Civil War, unfortunately, to free slaves. We had another war that we had to turn around and we had to fight possible invasion of World War II. So, when 9/11 happened, nobody knew what was happening. You had aircraft going to Washington, D.C. You had aircraft that hit the World Trade Towers. Nobody knew what was happening. They didn't figure it out right away till, oh, we're being attacked. Now suppose there was an invasion on top of that. What would you do? We banned all your firearms. We took everything from you. Just like they do it in Australia, just like they did over there in Canada. Mind you, your military is always out there patrolling the free navigation and protecting Taiwan and Europe to help Ukraine. How much of your military is here? How much of your munitions is here? How much of your federal fuel reserves are intact? Wow, that's a big question, huh? Yeah. Common sense tells you if you're going to disrupt something powerful enough, you need to head the main base of it all, the main supply hub. Right here. We are the main supply hub. If we go, those guys out there are going to have a hard time defending themselves and us, because we're in this position. Yet they want to ban your firearms. There are over 400 and some million firearms in this country, and probably 100 million of them, or more or lessly, are unregistered, belong to civilians that they bought and they don't know where they're at. Are they criminals? No. They hold jobs every day, go to work every day. Yeah. But it goes to show you how naive we are, because you have a bunch of people out there that just think that we can just do all this with snap a finger. You want to stop 18, 21 years old from having a firearm. Well, you got your National Guard armories. Are they supplied with ammunition? Are they supplied with fully automatic weapons? Do they have access to get to them right away in case of time of war? Are they going to be able to get information from the Commander-in-Chief? How many terrorist organizations do we have in our country right now? Do we know? We don't know. It's all about banning firearms. We got to ban all your firearms. You people don't need firearms. I guess we haven't learned what happened in Bosnia, the war over there. I guess we haven't understand what happened over there in Venezuela. The Mexican drug war going on over there, people getting killed and murdered and buried in mass graves. I don't understand that. What about the Second World War, where Hitler was slaughtering innocent people because they were disarmed? When people become ignorant to a point where they feel that they do not need to listen to you people because we have a military, we have law enforcement, we have all this, I don't see where you're coming from. You want to stop the mass slaughter? You keep telling us, well, hell, there is an option way to do it. If you can arm your state, your federal, and your government buildings, you should be able to do the same thing with full protection of your schools without banning anything. You send all this money overseas, you can do it here. But you don't want to do that. You want to ban us for a firearm. So what's really involved? Now you're going after the President of the United States on false charges, which is what they are. And you still blame us. We are the problem. We're racist, we're neo-Nazis, we're Klans, we're everything under the sun, and all those people who are different because of their race and their color, their religion's belief. But they are Americans, by the way, and they do support us. How can you turn and call them racist too? Nobody should be disarmed. That's with all the crime we got, and the drug dealers, and the murders, the rapes, the robberies, the knife killings. Nobody should be disarmed. You politicians up there, for some reason or other, are hell-bent to disarm American people, but yet there's something really scary going on here when you use banana tactics to go after another president of the United States who's going to run against you. Some of these European leaders are saying if Trump was still in office, we would not be dealing with this war. And they're correct, we wouldn't be. But yet China believes that no civilian should own firearms. Police and law enforcement only. Look what they did in Australia. They banned everything from them. Look what they're doing in Canada. They're doing it over there. Look what they're doing in Venezuela. They stripped them of all the rights to own firearms. Look at England. They have knife attacks. And the list goes on and on. Now some countries do allow their people to have firearms because they are the militia of their town in case they're invaded. Yet we become naive over here because we want to stop the mass slaughter. Is there really a mass slaughter? Are these really weapons of war you keep talking about? Yet your President of the United States says you're going to need F-18 cruise missiles. You're saying there are our AR-15s and semi-automatic firearms are no match for a real army coming across that border. Then I guess they're not weapons of war, are they? You want to deprive people of the right to self-preservation. You want to force your way of thinking on us and call us all racist and whatever. There is a point to all this. Maybe you should get your head out of your backside and do some research first before you run your mouths and protest up and down. Whether you like it or not, we're Americans. I know you seem to hate that. Yet you're willing to celebrate the 4th of July. Cook your steaks, your barbecues, your hot dogs, and whatever else you want to do. Wave your LGBT flag and all that happy nonsense is great, but you want to turn around and tell us we have to obey you, who don't even obey the law. You politician up there, you're thumbing your nose up to the Supreme Court, but we have to obey the laws that you write. I would definitely, myself, I have my own idea about holding onto a firearm. But I would definitely take you people to go out there and really research these Republicans and these Democrats and tell them to get their head out of their backside, because right now, if what they're saying is true, we're in dire straits here. Half your Navy is out there, half your Air Force and your military is out there. You have spies coming into your country. They know where all your shipyards are. They know where your missile defense systems are. They know where your ammunition supply plants are. They know where all your manufacturing plants are. And you want us to surrender our firearms? Really? People, we're all Americans here. Now, you don't like that, I don't know what to tell you, but we're all Americans. Our founders put up a lot for us to get this. It's ours to keep it. You want to surrender it, do your thing, leave us alone. Other than that, we uphold to our Bill of Rights. Till then, keep your friends and family close. And like I said, don't be afraid to defend yourselves. We might have to do that someday if this keeps going like it does. Take care.